Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into the eye look. I'm taking the Made by Mitchell Blushed Bronze and we're gonna do a little cream base. So we're just blending this out because essentially we're doing a nice little brown smoky eye today. So for eyeshadow, we're taking the ColourPop Wild Child eyeshadow palette and it's giving you all the feels, okay? So I'm going into the shade Ground Crew and I'm just starting on the outer corner and going into the crease, and then I'm using circular motions to diffuse the edges. And we're going to go into Hard to Get, and I'm just taking that same brush and just tapping Hard to Get all over the lid and really blend those two shades. And this is honestly a cute look on its own, but I'm definitely a shimmer girl. So I'm taking the shade Fierce, and look at how pigmented this shade is. ColourPop has beautiful shimmers, but I'm basically taking this like a halo eye and applying it onto the center of the lid and then slowly like diffusing the edges so that there's no like harsh line of demarcation. And now I'm taking this pressed glitter in the shade Lashes, and I'm using my finger just to give a little added razzle dazzle, a little extra pop, if you will. So now that I have that pressed glitter on, I'm just taking this eyeliner and applying it on to the lash line, and this is going to help that the eyes look a lot more smoky. So to set that, I'm taking the shade Feisty and I'm just using tapping motions to press that liner and set it with the shadow. So for primer, I'm taking the CALIRAY primer and I already applied it to the skin, so the skin is looking flawless. So now I'm doing a little cream highlighter with the JACLYN Cosmetics putty highlighter, and I'm just using my fingers and just using tapping motions. I used a little bit because this baby is super blinding and I didn't want anything super intense. This is a look I'm doing for Thanksgiving, so I'm trying to keep it, you know, somewhat realistic, somewhat natural, nothing like too crazy. And because I just want to look flawless, I'm taking this color corrector from Fenty Beauty. If this orange color is a little too intense for you, you can definitely mix it in with your concealer, but I'm just blending out that color corrector starting with the mouth, and then I'm going to blend underneath the eyes. So for my foundation cocktail, I'm taking the NARS Soft Matte and the Sephora Best Skin Ever. And I love this foundation, and look at that color match. Like when you blend this into the skin, it really looks like your skin. Like, look at that. It just blends so easily, so nicely, and you honestly can't really even tell that I'm wearing makeup, which we love, okay? So yeah, I'm just taking the brush and just tapping everything into the skin. And then I go over my whole base using the beauty sponge just to give that airbrush effect and pick up any extra product, you know, that we don't need. So I'm going to go ahead and cream contour. So I'm taking that same Made by Mitchell blush and I applied it all over, you know, the cheeks, the forehead, did my little nose contour. So now I'm just blending everything out. And here is how I like to blend my nose contour. So it just looks so seamless, and this blush is so easy to blend and it still looks natural. Like there are no harsh lines. So for concealer, I'm taking this Huda Beauty Faux Filter Concealer, and she definitely has a lot of coverage. I didn't need to use this much concealer, but you know, I'm gonna show up to Thanksgiving looking flawless. So now I'm just blending everything out, and you know how I do. I start from the outer corner of the eyes and bring it inward towards the nose. Now I'm taking this LYS cream blush, and if you haven't seen it, this is what I picked up in my last Sephora sale. So I wanted to try this shade Classy out, and it is a nice, you know, peachy orange shade, and you could build it up more intense, but I wanted to kind of keep it more on the subtle side, and it just came out really good. It gave a nice, you know, light flush to the cheeks. Now I'm taking this One Size Beauty Turn Up the Base powder foundation powder, and I'm using this to set underneath the eyes. I haven't used this in quite some time, so I just wanted to bring her back, and you can just see how flawless my under eyes look. So now I'm taking that same powder foundation just in a darker shade, and I'm just using that to set all over the face. So for bronzer, I'm taking this ColourPop pressed bronzer in Moonlight Beach, and I underestimated like how pigmented this bronzer was. So as you can see, I'm applying it to the cheeks, but then once I got to the forehead, like she was super dark, okay? Like I knew I messed up, but it's okay. The cheeks weren't like super harsh, but for some reason when I got to the forehead, I just like overdid it. But you can just see the difference, okay? So I'm just doing the other side and trying to be light-handed on the forehead, but I go over it with a sponge just so that it's not like muddy looking or like too dark. So now for setting powder, I'm taking the Laura Mercier Translucent Honey, and I'm using that to bake. So now it's time to add some blush. So I'm taking this Makeup Revolution times Roxy, and I'm basically taking this whole top row of blush and just mixing it all together and lightly tapping it on. This is a bigger fluffy brush, so not as much blush was deposited, but you can definitely build her up. She's definitely a very pigmented blush, and she's affordable. You can catch her at Ulta. So now we're going to work on this lower lash line. So I'm going into Ground Crew, and I'm just going to dust that all underneath the bottom lash line. Then I'm taking the shade Hard to Get, and I'm just pressing that tighter near the actual lash line. I didn't use any liner. So now here I'm just dusting off that face powder using my foundation brush, just so that we don't have any like lines of demarcation from baking. And so now I'm dusting away that powder, and look at how just bright and flawless this under eye is looking. So for highlighter, I'm taking this Wet n Wild loose highlighter in Hustle and Glow, and I'm literally working just off the cap, and this is so stunning. If you guys haven't tried the Artist Couture loose highlighters, this is definitely a dupe for that. You just need a light little bit, and she's giving glow from within. And we can't forget about a little eyebrow highlight. So just to refresh the skin, I'm taking this Morphe 2 Lil Pick Me Up refreshing spray. And now I'm on to the lips. So I'm just taking a brown lip liner and doing a little overline. And I'm taking this Rare Beauty liquid lipstick, and this liquid lipstick always gets me because it's super light. It's lighter than the component, so I just popped on a gloss on top to just make it look a little better. And this is what we're giving for Thanksgiving, okay? This is my Thanksgiving glam. Bye, guys.
I'm done with you, girl.
I'm done with you.
You're done with me.